In this video, I decided I would email the top 100 LinkedIn influencers and ask them for a piece of life advice that I can carry for the rest of my career. You might be asking yourself, how did I get the emails of these top tier, high flying A-list celebrities? And that is exactly the point of this video. I'm going to show you how to scrape the people from our website, get their emails, and eventually sequence them into an email campaign. And you can do this with essentially anybody on LinkedIn from any directory using Clay. All right, so as you can see here, I have a link that showed me the top 100 LinkedIn influencers to follow. So the way I'm going to scrape this list is I'm going to click on the Clay Chrome extension, which you can just find at the Chrome extension store. And you can see here that we essentially have all of the information we need. And we can of course use Clay formulas to figure out how to map this out better. All I'm going to do now is click add to workspace, and you'll see right here that another tab has popped up and all of these data points have now been imported into a Clay table. You have the name here, the LinkedIn here, and the description here. And we really only need the LinkedIn profile for this particular case. What we're going to do is we're going to add a filter, and we are going to put name and make sure it contains the word LinkedIn. Suddenly, we have a ton of different LinkedIn profiles. Now we're going to name this column LinkedIn profile. All we have is a LinkedIn profile right now, which of course isn't super helpful, but luckily Clay has an enrichment that allows us to find more information on these people. All you have to do is go to enrich data and then type in LinkedIn, and we can do enrich person from LinkedIn profile. And of course that column auto populates. So we can add to fields, and we're just going to run this on everybody in our list. Now, as you can see, we have a list of all of these people's names. And if you click on each one of these cells, you will see that we have a ton of information about them and their latest experience and their personal description. One of the first things we're going to pop out is of course their name. And all we have to do is click add column and then create a new column for their name. Next, what we're going to want to do is pop out the website of their current company. We want to just run down to here and pop out their company domain. And that's actually all the information we need to find their email. What we're going to do next is click add column and add enrichment. And we're going to navigate to something called the work email waterfall. And you'll see that we have a bunch of different data providers that all find emails. Each one of these companies is an email finding platform. And what Clay does is it aggregates all of the different email finders into one, so you can have the highest possible data accuracy when finding an email. We are going to put in their full name, which we can of course find here, and their company domain. And we add a validation provider to make sure that these emails are actually valid and real. After that, we're going to run it for all of the rows in this view. And soon enough, we will have some work emails. All right, so we have found 57 out of the original 100 validated work emails for the sales influencers. I have them blurred or blacked out here because I don't want to be doxing these people live on YouTube. And the next step is of course writing the email out and sending it to these influencers individually. So I have written out some copy that we can now send to the influencers on our list. As you can see here, it's quite simple and quite short. The main thing I wanted to emphasize was the fact that we were not trying to sell them anything or look for a job. We were just reaching out, asking for advice. So all I said was, hey, first name, not looking for a job or to sell you anything, just a fan. I've been following your work on, and then this is a little personalization right here called topic for a while now, as I'm sure many others have, and really appreciate everything you do. I'm contacting people I admire and asking them what their biggest piece of advice is for someone starting their career. Would love your input. Thanks. And then just my name. And so what I did next was I decided to create this personalization within Clay. Because the personalization I was looking for was really specific to what this person did, I figured I would use Claygent for this. Claygent is pretty much an integration that allows you to scrape the internet for whatever data point you could possibly want on a person, as long as the data is publicly available. All you have to do is give it some instructions. So what I did was I said, look up the person on Google and tell me in 3 words or less what industry they are a leader in. Do this by looking them up and scraping a reliable source of information on them. The output should be no more than 3 words. And then I provided their LinkedIn account for more reference. You can see here it did it flawlessly and output some really cool responses. They are all accurate. And the way I know they're accurate is because I can click on here and then actually go into Claygent's reasoning. You can see that it scraped the Economic Times to figure out that Neil Patel is a leader in the digital marketing agency. And the confidence that Claygent said this is true is 95, which is incredibly high. And it did this for 0.1 of a cent, which is incredibly efficient. After that, I used what is called a formula to pretty much make this lowercase and take out any punctuation. So if you click on this here, you can see what I did was I used AI and just said, make this lowercase and without any punctuation. And right here is the formula that it popped out for me. I didn't have to use any code to do this. I just used plain English and it popped out our outputs right here. After that, all I had to do was pop out their first name for the email. And next we are building out the campaign in Instagram. Instantly. Okay, so I'm in Instantly here. I made a few minor changes to the copy, and you can see right here that our personalization is input in the copy. So if you wanted to see what this actually looked like, all you have to do in Instantly is click preview, and we can see an example as to what this would look like in a real email. So we have, hey Matt, not looking for a job or to sell anything, just a fan. I've been following your work on digital marketing for a while now and really appreciate everything you do in the space. Just wondering, what is your biggest piece of advice for someone starting their career? Any tips would be deeply appreciated. And then my name. And that is pretty much it. We have built out our campaign now. Feel free to follow me or Clay on LinkedIn, and I will provide any of the responses that we get back there. If you want to try Clay, the link to the platform is in our description. Feel free to let us know of any of the cool campaigns that you created on LinkedIn. We love to see them. Happy prospecting.